right now, I think, being in the winner bracket semis. What time is it, by the way? We've done 2.5 hours of tournament. God, we could be done with the winner bracket final in an hour, potentially. Depends if this is a 2-0 or not, I guess. Well, even if so. What is the frequency of the cups? That depends when I can basically put them on, but I'm hoping every 2 weeks we can do something. That would be ideal for me. And hopefully it would be okay for the community too. But we have got it going, guys. Tox is on camera right now. We are getting double Ranger. This is the map that I believe Base picked. And so far, people have been banning out Slash virtually every time versus Tox. And I don't exactly blame them. And this is where you could kind of question the format. It's like, do we need champion bans at the beginning if you can only play a champion once in a best of 3 series? Oh no, Base almost gets taken down by the rail. We're getting a full orb through. And Tox is, well, I was going to say not really missing the rails at the moment, but he eventually whiffs one. He's going to circle up the connector and health up a little. Just heard him again. Pre-firing it. Well, no pre-fire, but still finds the angle. And Mega is going to be up. After Mega, Heavy will be shortly there. Surely he wants to shoot over there, but he's not making himself too predictable. And an orb was even used by Base to get off of that Heavy. Got the light. God, these rockets are so nicely timed. I really feel like Base needs to push in, but what Base is doing now is, I think he's going for Heavy. No, he's not actually. Okay, he's observing what's going on at the LG room, but he's not getting anything from it. There's a lot of tribal damage, but the rail is so important from Base to keep this control as something that can convert into a frag. However, Tox keeps on hitting these rail shots, which is making life super difficult for him. It's a back and forth game at the moment. It's really hard to tell which way this is going. Tox avoids the... does put the orb on the other side. He's so weak on health. Oh, such good rockets too, but Base has got enough stack to persevere. That is going to be Base with first blood a quarter of the way through the game. He's got to immediately give some respect. He does land the rail, but there's no way you can hang around for that mega health when you've just fired a rail. Then you've got to reload and then switch or try and fire another. I mean, yeah. You're asking for a frag then. Tox is still dropping down regardless. He's looking to out-LG Base, but don't underestimate Base's LG. It is actually stupid powerful. Cuts him off at the top. Oh, what a play from Base, actually. That could have transformed into something absolutely epic. These little quick fires. Realizes that actually he wants to leave that Heavy alone. You see an item and sometimes you got to think, you know what, it's not the best move to make. Base has gone to a very cautious style now. This is somewhat reminiscent of what we get from round-based duels with him. But now we get to see it across the timeline of a time limit based duel. You can see what the effect is like. He makes up to the top just as Tox repositions himself down below. Then he follows up with the orb.
Balls out.
May the best jeweler win. I don't understand. Marky, cheers for the 10. Very, very quiet. Splash splash of a rocket. Is Base going to go for a full defensive play for another 5 minutes? That's what I'm wondering. I don't think he's going to be able to. You've got to account for this aim that Tox can bring out sometimes. Oh my god, for the full angle. He sees that Tox goes for the orb. The orb doesn't really connect, and he fights back and hits him directly. That's, I believe, 125 damage, plus the direct rocket to begin with. Tox just goes completely splat there. He's holding on a second. Here's the connector position. Okay. Disappears to heavy. And you can do your rocket jumps pretty much as you like with Ranger. Again, to point out the obvious for many of you out there, for any of the more uninformed, you take less self-damage as Ranger. Quite a significant amount so. So you can invest in rocket jumps and take less damage. That heavy's up already, but Tox can't afford to go over to it. And he's actually won himself the Mega, quite possibly. Base doesn't hang around. I mean, I think that's just a lot of respect that Base is giving Tox in terms of the amount of damage output that Tox has. Like, I don't even want to trade on the rails. And Base is hyper defensive at the moment. Even with a good stack, he's really not going for it. He needs to find a way out, possibly. Tox of the better stack. He looks like he's going back over towards the Mega Health. No, he's challenging. LG's not bad, but all of a sudden, Base gets himself onto the Heavy and the Mega Health. Tox is going to feel ripped off just then. Base could possibly even hang around, but he knows that Tox LG is of another planet. Planet where people like Claws come from. And Sirius. Oh, Tox misses that. Tox has a rocket. He could do pretty well for himself there. Got the heavy machine gun, actually. That's a really nice weapon switch. Even the orb taken away from Base, that's a good play. Gets himself extra health. And makes it pretty much 100% certain that he can escape that little nail gun corridor. Tox 2.5 minutes to go. He's got 50 health to work with. This is... Oh, the rocket! I say it's just poverty levels of stack, but now... You almost feel better. You respawn, it's like, hey, I've got more life. I got more armor. Being aggressive again, but Base is being so deceptive on those broken stairs. You rarely see Tox struggle that much to land the shots, but it was the rockets that he was trying to gun him down with. And, even nails Tox chasing with. Oh, Base turns his face for a second. He's down to 2. Tox trying everything he can. Oh, amazing. You're the best. We bought a refreshment. Ooh. Okay, Tox. Is he in this? I mean, he's in this, but is he in this? Really? That's the question you got to ask yourselves. Yeah, he's in this. Already, Base is fled. I mean, I like the ore plays that Base has been making. And now he's hit his return rail. Tox is forced to risk his life. Go for broke.
1 minute warning.
Tox isn't in this. Yeah, it looks like that with 55 seconds or so to go. Base shutting it down. Changing gears in a very smart way. And it's just a really intelligent use of the orb. You know, he's not going aggressive with it unless he sees Tox doing it. Otherwise, he's saving those orbs to make those defensive maneuvers to keep that score alive. Like, it's a playstyle that he's transferred from round limit to time limit, and it's, you know, it's doing its job. Tox still playing it to the end, but Base is going to get double digits. And we are going to move over to the next map. That, I believe, was Base's map pick. I'll check that as we go into the lobby, guys. But 10-1. Probably the most one-sided game that we've actually had all of this evening. It's a 57% rail for Base in the end. A little bit of an improvement on the LG from Tox, but overall, the item control from Base, I mean, 15 heavies to, what was it, like 3 or something? That's a difference right there. Base is just very, very disciplined right now. I feel more disciplined than almost anyone else that I've seen play today. I'd put I think Venga's very surprisingly disciplined, but Agent is definitely not far away from it. He just doesn't change gears quite as clearly as Base does. Go to Ruins. Alright, so Base is going Galena. It looks like we might have another mirror matchup. It looks like that's the case. See, recognize, I wish I had the discipline to play so slow. Mission impossible. It's difficult, right? Sometimes you just want to push in. You want to go for a frag. You see an enemy. You want to shoot the enemy. But sometimes you don't want to shoot the enemy. Sometimes you don't even want to move. And because it's addictive with Quake, right? The movement is fun. The shooting is fun. So you want to do that. But sometimes to win, you've got to control yourself and shoot and move at the right time. It's much harder psychologically than old mode. I think, like, when you get past those 5 minutes, or when you get past, like, a decent handful of frags, you've kind of... You've got to develop an alternative mind for how the duel works.
Prepare to fight.
I see, guys. Tox is still in this at the moment, and even if he loses this map or the next, he's still in the tournament because there is a lower bracket. Let's see how this one goes, though, as we enter Ruins, which I can confirm is Tox's map pick, and I'll head over to him to begin with. Partially because I'm a fanboy, partially because, I mean, we need to see him get something done versus Base, who, I mean, credit to Base, he's been absolutely phenomenal. I know that Cooler's been coming back into this. He was going to play today, but I know that he had some family obligations, which prevented him from doing so in the end. He was initially signed up. There's being a bait from Base in the LG room. That's very much a round limit strat. And see if that converts into time limit too. It would not surprise me. But Base was playing a Base versus Cooler while Cooler was grinding it out a bit, and Base was just taking map after map after map after map. And after a while, Cooler's all started, you know, getting some wins in and bringing it back a little bit. But I mean, it was a while of Cooler running into the wall, the brick wall of Base. I just spotted the gun barrel then. Looking for a rocket to land around the edge. Such low health for Base. And that's a really nice kill for Tox because he's got a lot of health remaining at the end of that. How does he do that jump? I always like run into the step. Is there like a crouch or something that he had to do there? That's a really sick jump. I should probably know that. But I don't. So shut up. But seriously, I've got like some food and I'm going to enjoy this with you guys. The game, that is. I'm going to enjoy the food myself. Base. Oh no, he goes in! He collapses. Base had such little health left. Without that totem, he had 7. He's going to find him off the spawn, Tox. Tox face rushes into self-demise of sorts. Just, if that totem wasn't up, it would have been a good move. But 40 damage totem, it still hurts. Oh my god. Oh, that's so painful. If he hit that next rail, that would have... I would have just got undressed immediately. He's found him still. I mean, basis LG's still up there, right? What's the... He's at 48%. Damage is less, though, than Tox. Tox has been using it more. But still. And Mega's going to be up shortly. He's got a totem ready to use mid-combat if he needs it. And Tox not going to be able to get away. Definitely struggling versus base. Oh, he's been caught at the wrong time. Up into the stars. Perfect timing for base to get down to the lower areas, pick up a heavy. Cooler won something against... I saw him in one, but it was the vast minority. Base is going to give up that position. Oh my god, he still hits the direct. This has got to be super frustrating for Tox. Well, I like that base gives up that position. He doesn't take any additional damage. He's run down. He's found an open window. He's not going to challenge any more angles. And he's just, alright, I'm out. And I've got more stack. All the better to beat you with. Going from the sneaky play. Almost converting it into something big there. There's a totem for Tox to work with. He hits that 54 damage. Tox really needs every point of armor he can get his fingers on. I think he's going to turn up over the other side. Tox did find the other light. He's over the... Little trap from him. Good retaliatory rocket. Tox just wasn't, excuse me, able to make it into connector. I think if he got into connector and got bounced into Mega, that would have really served him a bit better. Excuse me, chaps. Base is expecting a push. Oh, actually, there was a rail. I think that prevented him from getting the heavy to begin with. He's got to that kind of lead, you see, where he feels a bit safe. Maybe he can play this on slow, but Tox has found him. There's a totem to watch out for, and Tox ate so much damage there. So can he recover from that? That's mouse pad. Finds a light. There's a heavy up in 2 seconds. Base. And he's going back down there. And Tox is committing all the way, actually. Oh, the rocket. Flawless from base. Takes the opportunity that presents itself to him. Base definitely needs to recover on the ammunition, though. There's going to be rail in a second. That is so clean, everything that he's doing. The Russians are on top, right? The Russians are doing everything right at the moment. Okay, that algae hurts. Oh my god. Okay, base. Base is in a bad place. No rhyme intended. Oh, missed rail. This is the opportunity for Tox to get back into this. Going with the LG. Base is going to try to leverage up the top. Does make it in time. Rail for rail. Tox can fall back, get himself heavy, and make a rotation over to the Mega Health. Is base going to go for Mega? He sees it, and in desperation, he does do it. Base is trying not to make any noise. And with that totem now gone, Tox is going to realize what's up. Would have heard a step just then. You certainly should have heard that teleporter. Okay, a chase there that base wasn't expecting. hears the Mega, so that means he can go for heavy. I feel like Tox was halfway to an incredible push just then. But Mace just forced a really annoying decision for Tox. It's like, do I chase directly and miss out on possibly heavy and Mega, but also have a small chance of finishing off the frag? Or do I hold steady and let him stack up and take the Mega health myself? Very, very often. Oh my god, he rocket jumps right into the totem! But he gets the last rocket with 2 health to go. I thought it was going to happen again. Tox has got good ammo at the moment, though. Botched rocket jump. Well, unfortunately, I don't think it would have led him to much anyway. Not bad rocket jump then, actually, but a sort of battle of stack, too. He's got to watch out for that totem. Vertical rails. He does land it, but it's not going to lead into the frag. He's investing everything that he can into this. He knows he's still got that comeback to make afterwards, and it's a minute and a half remaining. Base has just been, like, better than I was expecting, to be honest. And I think possibly even better than Tox was expecting. But Tox has been... copying champion picks. I think he probably definitely wanted Galena anyway here, but he followed Ranger into Ranger. And Base is just a step ahead of him. That defensive play is working. And when you're going against someone who's got good defensive play and you're the same champion, you're not a champion that can close the gap quickly, it's hard. But that slash has already been gotten rid of. Oh. You hear the footsteps, you time the rocket perfectly, you get yourself into the winner bracket final. Tox trying with the last seconds. He got a mutual kill, but that will be the time limit, and that will be Base getting 2-0 on Toxjq. Tox is still in the tournament, though. There is a lower bracket, everybody. Before you're sad that Tox is out of the 20. Venga's going versus Razy at the moment, by the way, in the lower bracket. Oh my god. That is wild, actually. And I think Sirius is about to play versus Tox in the lower bracket too. So there's a lot of mental games happening at the moment.